Have you ever wondered why your mornings don't feel quite the same anymore? Maybe you wake up tired, with low energy, or notice that moments that used to bring confidence now feel distant. It's a quiet struggle many men over 60 face, but rarely talk about. I remember feeling the same way, frustrated and a little embarrassed, wondering if this was just getting old, and there was nothing I could do about it. But here's the truth. It's not just age working against you. Often, it's the small choices we make every morning, especially what we eat for breakfast, that quietly impact our energy, circulation, and overall vitality. I want you to know that you're not alone in this, and more importantly, there is an easy, natural way to turn things around without pills, complicated routines, or expensive treatments. In this video, I'll share 5 simple breakfast secrets backed by science that can help restore your blood flow, strengthen your body, and bring back that spark of confidence you deserve. These aren't gimmicks, just everyday foods that, when eaten at the right time, can make a real difference in how you feel every day. So before we dive in, I'd love to know, have you noticed changes in your energy or health that you wish you could improve? Share your thoughts below because you deserve to live well and feel your best every morning. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. Now, let's begin. First food, whole eggs. When was the last time you opened your refrigerator and really thought about what was inside? Not just glanced, but paused and considered which foods were there to nourish your body, not out of habit, but with purpose. Most of us, especially after 65, fall into the pattern of a quick cup of coffee or a slice of toast. We think, I'm not hungry, or breakfast just isn't what it used to be. Maybe, if we're honest, we don't believe breakfast matters much anymore. But let me tell you a story. One that starts not in a fancy doctor's office or a glossy health magazine, but at the plain wooden table of a retired mailman named Richard. Richard was always a morning person. In his working years, he was out the door by sunrise, rain or shine, delivering letters and parcels across his small Midwestern town. After retirement, though, his mornings grew quieter. He'd shuffle into the kitchen, open the fridge, and stare at the same old staples. A jug of milk, some bread, and a carton of eggs. Most days, he'd just pour himself a mug of black coffee, sometimes grab a slice of bread if he remembered. The eggs, he told himself, were for the grandkids when they came to visit. But as months passed, Richard started to notice things that didn't feel quite right. The first sign was subtle. He no longer woke up feeling refreshed. His legs felt a bit heavier, and the familiar pep in his step was missing. There were other changes, too, ones he was reluctant to talk about. His intimacy with his wife had faded. The morning stirrings he once took for granted simply stopped. He shrugged it off, told himself, I'm just getting old. That's life. But Richard's wife, Martha, wasn't convinced. She nudged him to visit the doctor, and that's how he ended up in my office, eyes cast down, hands folded over his knees. After some gentle questions, Richard admitted he felt embarrassed, even a little ashamed. "Doc," he said quietly, "I feel like my body just slowed down. Like I left a part of myself behind somewhere along the route." I listened carefully, because Richard's story is one I've heard hundreds of times, especially from men over 65. What surprised Richard most wasn't some prescription or expensive treatment, but my first piece of advice: Richard, I want you to start eating 2 whole eggs every single morning. He looked at me, puzzled. Eggs? Isn't that bad for my heart? All that cholesterol. He'd heard the warnings for years. Eggs raise cholesterol, eggs are bad for the arteries, eggs are for kids. But science has moved forward, and what we once believed about eggs has changed. For older adults, especially men, whole eggs, yolk and all, are a powerful, affordable, and accessible tool for rebuilding the strength that time tries to take away. Let's talk about what's inside that humble egg. The white is packed with protein, the building block of muscles. But the true gold is in the yolk, a small sun of nutrition rich in vitamin D, B12, choline, and a powerful amino acid called leucine. These nutrients don't just feed your body, they repair it. They help maintain and rebuild deep pelvic muscles. Yes, those same muscles that support blood flow to your lower body, aid in urinary control, and are directly tied to sexual health and overall vitality. As men age, circulation to the lower body often slows down. This isn't just about the heart, it's about all those little blood vessels that keep your legs steady, your core strong, and yes, your intimate life alive. The body needs raw materials to repair and maintain those vessels and muscles. Vitamin D helps regulate hormones and immune function. B12 keeps your nerves and blood cells healthy. Choline repairs cell walls, and leucine signals your muscles to rebuild after sleep. It's like giving your body a green light every morning to start fresh. I told Richard, start simple. Boil 2 eggs the night before if you want. Eat them whole. Don't toss the yolk. You're giving your body exactly what it's hungry for after hours without food. He looked skeptical, but he promised to try. Weeks passed. Then one morning, my phone rang. It was Richard, and I'll never forget his voice. It was brighter, almost giddy, like a kid reporting his first home run. "Doc, I can't believe it. I woke up with, energy again. My legs don't feel like lead. Even Martha noticed I'm moving better." The change wasn't magic. It was biology. Eggs deliver their nutrition at the moment your muscles, nerves, and vessels are most ready to receive it, right after a night's rest. Unlike sugary cereals or empty toast, eggs stabilize blood sugar and provide a slow, even release of energy. No spikes, no crashes, just the fuel your aging body needs to stay strong. Some mornings, Richard would scramble his eggs with spinach. Other days, he'd eat them plain with a sprinkle of salt and pepper, savoring each bite. He liked knowing that what he was doing was rooted in science, not just another fad. He started to look forward to his morning ritual, a hot cup of coffee, 2 golden eggs, and a few quiet minutes at the table, watching the sunlight slide across the kitchen floor. There are so many myths that keep older adults from fully embracing the foods their bodies truly need. Eggs have been unfairly painted as villains when, in reality, for seniors, they are a lifeline. The cholesterol in eggs. For most healthy older adults, it doesn't raise heart risk. Eggs may help regulate the very hormones that decline with age. The important thing is to eat them whole. The yolk and the white together provide a complete package, nature's perfect start. It doesn't have to be complicated. No need for fancy omelets or expensive supplements. Sometimes, the simplest answer is the best. Richard's story is not unique. Time and again, I've watched older men reclaim a sense of energy, stability, and even confidence by returning to a simple breakfast of eggs. There's something honest about it. Something that connects you back to your roots. The taste, the texture, the feeling of warm food in your belly. It's a quiet act of self-care that pays dividends far beyond the kitchen. And it's not just about physical changes. Martha noticed Richard smiling more, engaging in conversations, and taking short walks together after breakfast. "He's got his spark back," she said. That spark, so easy to lose with age, so precious to regain, often begins with small, consistent choices, like the foods we pick when the day begins. If you're reading this and thinking, "I'm not sure it could work for me," I understand. Change feels risky, especially when you've been let down before by health promises that fizzled out. But give your body the real, honest nutrition it's been craving. Start with 2 eggs tomorrow. See how you feel in a week, then a month. Pay attention not just to big changes, but to the small ones. The easier walk to the mailbox, the steadier rise from your favorite chair, the gentle return of morning energy. Breakfast is not just another meal. It's your opportunity to set the tone for the day. Whole eggs, humble and true, can be your ally in this new chapter. You're not giving in to age. You're giving yourself a fresh chance, one morning at a time. And who knows? Maybe, like Richard, you'll rediscover not just energy and strength, but a part of yourself you thought was lost forever. All from a pair of eggs, waiting in your fridge, ready to help you write the next chapter of your story. Second food, oatmeal with chia seeds. Oatmeal. For many of us, it brings to mind chilly mornings from our childhood, the gentle steam rising from a bowl, the comforting smell of cinnamon, maybe a sprinkle of brown sugar or a handful of raisins. But if you're like most men over 65, oatmeal hasn't made a regular appearance on your breakfast table in a while. Maybe you think of it as old folks' food, or remember it as bland and gluey from the hospital cafeteria. But there's a secret about oatmeal, especially when paired with chia seeds, that could change the way you think about breakfast, energy, and even the way your body moves and feels. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Let me introduce you to Henry. A few years ago, Henry walked into my office with the slow, heavy steps of a man who'd spent too many mornings feeling stuck in the same routine. His handshake was strong, but there was a tiredness behind his eyes, a look I've seen on so many faces after retirement. "Doc," he said, trying to joke, "I think someone swapped my legs for a couple of cinder blocks." He told me his biggest frustrations weren't just the sore knees or the back that creaked when he got out of bed. It was the loss of the easy energy he'd once taken for granted. Climbing stairs, walking down to the mailbox, and even rolling out of bed took more effort than they should. Even more quietly, Henry admitted his confidence had taken a hit. The little moments of intimacy with his wife had become few and far between. "It's like my engine just doesn't want to start anymore," he said, half laughing, half sighing. I listened closely, and as always, I started with his breakfast. "Most days," he shrugged, "coffee and a donut. Maybe a sweet cereal if my granddaughter is visiting. Otherwise, I'm not hungry." Like so many men his age, Henry didn't realize how much the first meal of the day could shape not just his mood and energy, but the actual health of his blood vessels, muscles, and nerves, especially in the parts of his body that matter most. That's when I introduced him to oatmeal with chia seeds, a combination that sounds simple, almost too humble to matter. But in the world of science, it's a duo that packs a punch, especially for circulation, muscle strength, and energy. I told Henry the truth. What you eat first thing in the morning tells your body what kind of day it's going to be. Sugar and empty carbs spike your blood sugar, leaving you tired and foggy. But a warm bowl of oatmeal, real oats, not the instant, sugary kind, gives your body beta-glucan, a special fiber that does more than just fill you up. It acts like a street sweeper for your arteries, clearing away the cholesterol and debris that can slow blood flow, especially to the legs and lower body. Oatmeal's fiber, beta-glucan, is a quiet miracle worker. For men over 65, it helps keep cholesterol in check, crucial for keeping arteries flexible and blood moving freely. More importantly, by improving circulation, oatmeal helps your body deliver more oxygen and nutrients to every part that needs them, including the pelvic muscles and nerves that keep you steady, balanced, and yes, confident in private moments. But the secret doesn't stop with oatmeal alone. Chia seeds, tiny, black, and easily overlooked, are a nutritional powerhouse. Just a spoonful stirred into your bowl adds omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, and potassium, nutrients that older bodies often run low on. Omega-3s are famous for heart health, but they also keep your blood vessels relaxed and less inflamed. Magnesium and potassium help your nerves and muscles talk to each other, supporting balance, steady movement, and that quiet sense of vitality you might not have felt in a while. Henry, of course, was skeptical. "I'm not sure I can give up my donut for a bowl of seeds and mush," he joked. But I asked him to try it for 2 weeks, a real bowl of oatmeal, cooked slowly, with a tablespoon of chia seeds stirred in. If you want to sweeten it up, toss in some blueberries or a pinch of cinnamon. "Just no sugar bombs," I said, smiling. The first few days were awkward. as most new routines are. But soon, Henry found his rhythm. He'd put the oats on the stove while he made his coffee. Some mornings, he added a sliced banana or a handful of walnuts. The chia seeds, he admitted, disappeared right into the oats. No funny taste, no texture to fuss about. The change didn't happen overnight, but after a week, Henry called me with a surprise in his voice. "Doc, I made it up the stairs without having to catch my breath at the top. My legs feel lighter. And," he lowered his voice, as if sharing a secret, "my wife says I've been sleeping better too." As the weeks went on, the benefits kept piling up. He noticed more energy in the afternoons. He felt steadier getting out of bed. Even those private moments of connection, so easy to lose as we get older, began to come back with a sense of ease and confidence. It's not just Henry. Study after study shows that men who start their day with a breakfast high in soluble fiber and plant-based nutrients have better blood sugar control, healthier cholesterol, and even a sharper mind. The bonus: oatmeal and chia seeds are gentle on the stomach, affordable, and easy to make. You don't have to be a chef. You don't need a complicated recipe. Just patience, a little time, and the belief that small changes matter. I remember another patient, Sam, who didn't think much of breakfast at all. He lived alone, widowed a few years ago, and had fallen into a habit of skipping meals. "Food's not as fun when you're eating by yourself," he confessed. But when Sam started the oatmeal and chia routine, something shifted. He began calling his daughter in the mornings, inviting her over for breakfast once a week. "I even taught my grandson how to make it," he laughed, "though he likes chocolate chips better than blueberries." The meal became not just a source of nutrition, but a new reason to connect, a gentle rhythm to start the day. There's something comforting about oatmeal. It warms you from the inside, sticks with you for hours, and when paired with chia seeds, offers the kind of steady, reliable energy that helps you get things done, whether that's tending the garden, playing with grandkids, or simply feeling strong and stable as you walk out your front door. Some men worry they'll never enjoy a bowl of oatmeal, that it's too bland. But it doesn't have to be. Oatmeal is a canvas. Top it with cinnamon for warmth, blueberries for a burst of color, sliced apples or pears for crunch, or a drizzle of honey if you need a touch of sweetness. The chia seeds are the unsung hero, nearly flavorless, but a powerhouse for your heart, your muscles, and your mind. If you're not sure how to start, try this. In the evening, put a half cup of oats in a saucepan with a cup of water or milk. Let it soak overnight in the fridge. In the morning, just heat it, stir in a tablespoon of chia seeds, and add your favorite toppings. In 5 minutes, you've got a breakfast that's not just good for you. It's a small act of care, a statement that you're worth the time and the nourishment. Oatmeal with chia seeds may seem too simple to matter, but for men over 65, it's one of the most powerful ways to take back your mornings and reclaim your strength, one gentle step at a time. You deserve a breakfast that works as hard as you do. Something that fills you up, powers you through the day, and reminds you, with every spoonful, that you're still writing your story. Give it a try, and like Henry, you might just find that the best chapters are still ahead. Third food. Watermelon. When you think of watermelon, what comes to mind? Maybe it's the sticky sweetness of a summer picnic, red juice running down your arms as you sit in a lawn chair, laughter echoing across the yard. For most of us, watermelon is a memory, a treat for hot July days, a symbol of childhood or family reunions. But did you know that this simple fruit, so often overlooked as just a snack, might hold one of the most powerful keys to restoring energy, circulation, and even confidence as we age? Let me tell you about Bill. Bill is the kind of man who used to do everything for himself. Changing the oil in his car, mowing the lawn, fixing the loose fence before anyone else even noticed it was broken. After retirement, though, he started noticing things weren't quite the same. He'd wake up feeling groggy, his legs felt heavy, and sometimes his body seemed to be working against him. Most embarrassingly, his intimacy with his wife faded, not just in the bedroom, but in the soft, small ways too. He missed waking up feeling, as he put it, like a man ready to take on the day. Bill had always eaten well, or so he thought. Breakfast was usually toast and black coffee. Lunch, whatever was handy. Dinner, a sensible portion of meat and vegetables. Fruits, those were for dessert, if he remembered. He'd long since outgrown the habit of eating watermelon in the morning. Who does that? Watermelon for breakfast seemed as out of place as ice cream for dinner. But sometimes, the simplest foods are the most surprising. When Bill came to see me, he was looking for answers. Not magic, not more pills, just something to help him feel like himself again. We talked about many things: sleep, exercise, and old injuries. And then I asked him about breakfast. When he described his morning routine, I saw the same pattern I'd seen so often. Not enough nutrients to wake the body up, nothing to spark the blood flow to his muscles, brain, and, yes, even the parts of himself he missed most. I asked him, what if you tried something a little different? What if you started your day with a few slices of watermelon, before your toast, before your coffee? Bill chuckled. Doc, is that a joke? Watermelon at 7 in the morning. But here's the truth. Watermelon isn't just for summer. It's a powerhouse fruit packed with a special compound called citrulline. Inside your body, citrulline turns into arginine, which helps boost nitric oxide, the very same molecule your blood vessels need to relax and open up. When your blood vessels widen, blood flows more freely everywhere in your body. That means more oxygen, more nutrients, more vitality reaching your legs, your heart, and, yes, even your most private areas. You've probably heard of nitric oxide. It's the same pathway used by popular little blue pills for men. But with watermelon, you're supporting your body naturally, gently, and without side effects. The difference, Bill soon learned, is more than just science. It's about how you feel. Lighter, more awake, more like your old self. The first time Bill tried it, he did it just to humor me. He cut himself 2 thick slices, ate them standing over the sink, and washed his hands, expecting nothing at all. But a few days in, he noticed something. He wasn't as tired in the morning. His legs didn't ache as much while climbing the stairs. And most surprising of all, he woke up one morning feeling that old, familiar spark, one he hadn't felt in years. I'm not saying it's a miracle, Doc, he laughed on the phone, but I'll be damned if I don't feel better. His wife noticed too. He was in a better mood, more willing to walk around the block or tackle small chores. It's like he's got a bit of his bounce back, she told me, smiling. Now, watermelon isn't just about blood flow. It's hydrating. After a long night's sleep, your body wakes up dehydrated, and dehydration makes everything harder. Thinking, moving, even your mood. Watermelon is over 90% water, so starting your day with it helps refill your tank, waking up every cell from the inside out. And here's a secret most people don't know. The white part of the rind, the part most of us throw away, is where the citrulline is most concentrated. I told Bill, don't toss it. Cut off the green skin, and blend the white rind into a smoothie, or just nibble on it. It may not taste as sweet, but your circulation will thank you. Bill laughed but gave it a try. It's a little weird, he admitted, but if it keeps me moving, I'll eat it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Many men worry that feeling sluggish or losing confidence is just part of getting old. They accept the aches, the low mornings, the distance in their relationships as inevitable. But your body still wants to thrive, even after 65. Sometimes it just needs the right tools. And sometimes those tools are as simple as a slice of watermelon. If you're concerned about blood sugar, here's some reassurance. Watermelon has natural sugars, but because it's mostly water and fiber, it doesn't spike your blood glucose the way many processed foods do. Instead, it gives a gentle, clean energy, just enough to get you going, not enough to leave you crashing later. For those managing diabetes or other conditions, check with your doctor, but for most older adults, watermelon is a safe and nourishing choice. The beauty of watermelon is its versatility. Eat it cold and sliced, or blend it into a breakfast smoothie with a squeeze of lime and a handful of mint. Try it with a sprinkle of salt for a refreshing twist, an old southern trick that brings out its sweetness and helps your body hold onto the water longer, especially on warm days. Add it to a fruit salad, or just enjoy it on its own, savoring each bite as a small act of care. Bill started making watermelon part of his morning routine, just a few slices before his toast or eggs. Some days, he'd even save a bit for mid-morning, a snack to keep him from reaching for cookies or crackers. Over the weeks, he noticed he didn't just feel better physically. His mood improved, too. "It's silly," he said, "but I look forward to it. It's like a little promise to myself that the day can be good." He told his brother about it, then his bowling buddies. Soon, there was a small club of men at the local rec center, all starting their days with watermelon, swapping stories of how they felt stronger, more energized, more present in their own lives. One man said, "I'm not running marathons, but I can play catch with my grandson again without huffing and puffing." Another smiled and whispered, "Let's just say my wife is happier too." That's the real magic of watermelon. It's not just a fruit, it's a message to your body that you're still in the game. It's an invitation to take a small, sweet step towards better mornings, better movement, and maybe, just maybe, a bit more joy. If you're looking for a way to shake up your breakfast and give your circulation a natural boost, don't overlook the humble watermelon. It's easy, affordable, and delicious. You don't have to change your entire diet overnight. Start with one simple thing, one slice, one morning at a time. Notice how you feel. Notice the changes, not just in your body, but in your outlook. You deserve mornings that make you feel alive, connected, and strong. Let watermelon remind you. Sometimes, the sweetest solutions are the simplest. And who knows? Like Bill, you might just rediscover a piece of yourself you thought was lost. A burst of energy, a spark of confidence, or the easy laughter of an old summer day, brought back to life, one bite at a time. Fourth food, steamed sweet potato with Celtic salt. If you grew up in the American South or Midwest, you probably have a sweet memory or two wrapped up in the humble sweet potato. Maybe it's the golden orange slices, steaming and tender, set out on the Thanksgiving table beside the turkey. Or maybe you remember picking through a farmer's market basket, feeling for just the right ones to roast at home. But what if I told you that something as simple as a steamed sweet potato, dusted with Celtic salt, could help restore energy and vitality in ways most people never imagine, especially after 65? This isn't the story of a magic superfood that cures all ills. It's the story of how real wholesome food, eaten at the right time, can gently wake up muscles, nerves, and circulation so you feel stronger, lighter, and more stable, inside and out. Let me tell you about Tomas. Tomas was a retired teacher, sharp-witted, well-read, but growing quietly discouraged with his mornings. He'd started each day the same way for years, a bit of toast, sometimes a banana, and always a big mug of coffee. At first, he just felt stiff when he got up, but soon the heaviness in his legs became a daily burden. Walking to the mailbox felt like trudging through mud, and a dull, nagging ache had crept into his hips and thighs. Even standing at the sink to wash dishes became something he dreaded. He'd try stretching, wiggling his toes, rolling his ankles, but the fog of fatigue never quite lifted. He brought this to his doctor, who checked his circulation, his nerves, even his medications. All the numbers were normal. But Tomas didn't feel normal at all. Maybe this is just what old age feels like, he told himself. Maybe I'm asking for too much. But deep down, he missed the easy freedom of movement, the confidence in his own body. When we spoke, I asked Tomas about his breakfast. He laughed. "Breakfast? I'm just happy if I don't burn the toast. Like so many, he never realized how the first meal of the day could set the tone for every muscle, nerve, and step he'd take. I suggested something a little different. Half a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic salt, eaten first thing in the morning, with a glass of warm water. At first, Tomas was skeptical. "Sweet potatoes are for dinner," he said. But I explained, after a long night without food, your muscles, including those in your legs, hips, and even your pelvis, wake up running on empty. They crave complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly, not the fast-burning kind that spikes and crashes. Sweet potatoes are perfect for this. They're packed with fiber and complex starch, meaning the energy lasts, keeping blood sugar steady and preventing that mid-morning slump. But the story doesn't stop there. Sweet potatoes also deliver a wealth of vitamins and minerals. Potassium, magnesium, and vitamin C, which support nerve health, muscle contractions, and immune function. They even contain a surprising amount of antioxidants, helping cells recover from the daily wear and tear of aging. The Celtic salt, though, is the secret many overlook. Unlike regular table salt, Celtic salt is harvested by hand from the sea, and it's packed with more than 80 essential minerals. A small sprinkle on your sweet potato helps restore electrolytes lost during sleep, supporting the tiny electrical currents that make your heart beat, your muscles move, and your nerves fire signals efficiently. For older adults, who are often dehydrated or mineral deficient by morning, this combination can be a game changer. Tomas agreed to try it, but only for a week. He steamed his sweet potatoes the night before, slicing them in half and saving the rest for tomorrow. In the morning, he'd warm it, add a gentle pinch of Celtic salt, and eat it slowly, sometimes with his eyes closed, enjoying the warmth and sweetness. He was surprised by how filling it was. "I didn't even want my toast," he admitted, "and I wasn't hungry for hours." But it wasn't just about feeling full. By the third day, Tomas noticed his legs felt lighter. The walk to the mailbox was less of a chore. By the end of the week, he realized he could rise from his armchair with less effort, and the deep ache in his hips had faded to a memory. The stiffness in his fingers softened, and the fog that had settled over his mornings began to lift. "I wanted to move," he told me, with a note of pride in his voice. I caught myself whistling while I cleaned up the kitchen. What Tomas was experiencing wasn't magic. It was biology, giving his body the right fuel, at the right time, with the right balance of minerals. The slow-release carbohydrates from the sweet potato supplied his muscles with clean, steady energy. The electrolytes from the Celtic salt helped every cell communicate better, from his brain to his toes. Even his mood brightened, a sign that his body and mind were finally working together again. Some people worry about carbs as they get older. Maybe you've heard warnings about potatoes, about blood sugar spikes. But sweet potatoes are different. They're naturally lower on the glycemic index than white potatoes, and when you pair them with protein, like an egg, or healthy fat, like a few walnuts, they're even gentler on your system. The fiber slows digestion, the minerals help manage blood pressure, and the antioxidants support healing from the inside out. If you're looking to start, here's a gentle routine. Steam or roast a medium sweet potato the night before. In the morning, slice it in half, warm it up, and sprinkle a pinch of Celtic salt on top. Eat it slowly, savoring the natural sweetness and the subtle crunch of salt. Follow it with a glass of warm water, and give yourself a few minutes to notice how you feel. Many people report feeling more hydrated, more alert, and more in their skin within days. You don't have to stop there. Sweet potatoes are versatile. Enjoy them mashed, cubed into an omelet, or blended into a smoothie for extra fiber and vitamins. Some like to add a sprinkle of cinnamon or nutmeg for warmth, or even a spoonful of Greek yogurt for creaminess and protein. Tomas started looking forward to breakfast in a way he hadn't in years. He'd sit by the window, plate in hand, watching the sun rise over his backyard. Sometimes, he'd text his daughter a photo, "Breakfast of champions," he'd joke. Over time, those little moments added up to something bigger, a return to movement, laughter, and a feeling of being present in his own body. He began to notice the small victories. A lighter step down the hall. Less worry about stumbling or getting dizzy. Even his doctor was surprised at his renewed energy and steadier blood pressure. But Tomas knew the truth. It wasn't about finding a miracle, but making small, mindful choices every morning. If you're reading this and wondering if something as simple as a sweet potato could make a difference, I invite you to give it a try. It's not about fixing everything overnight. It's about starting each day with kindness to yourself. With every bite, you're sending your body the message that you're still here, still moving, still worthy of good care. You don't have to chase youth or perfection. You just need to give your body what it needs. Gentle, sustaining energy, real minerals, and a little bit of patience. The journey to better mornings, steadier steps, and a brighter mood can start with something as humble as a steamed sweet potato and a sprinkle of Celtic salt. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Like Tomas, you might just find that the small things you do for yourself every day add up to a life that feels lighter, steadier, and more hopeful. And that, at any age, is something worth savoring. Call to action and encouragement. As we come to this part of our journey together, I want you to pause for a moment and really feel where you are right now. Maybe you've been struggling with low energy, the frustrating heaviness in your legs, or the quiet fading of confidence in the parts of your life that matter most. Perhaps you've read through these stories, the experiences of men like Richard, Henry, Bill, and Tomas, and you're wondering, could these simple foods make a difference for me? Here's the truth I want to share with you, from my years of working with men just like you. It's never too late to start. The changes you crave, the steady energy, the improved circulation, the return of vitality, don't require a complete overhaul of your life. They begin with small, deliberate steps. One morning at a time. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning with just one intention, to give your body a gift. That gift might be as simple as 2 whole eggs, a warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds, a few slices of fresh watermelon, or a steamed sweet potato with a pinch of Celtic salt. No grand gestures, no complicated recipes, just real food, the kind that has supported generations before us. These foods aren't magic potions. They're tools, nourishing, natural, and powerful tools that work quietly, beneath the surface, to restore your body's strength and resilience. By choosing them, you're telling your body that you're not ready to surrender. You're saying, I'm still here. I still want to live well, move freely, and feel confident. And this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Some days, you might only manage one of these foods. Other days, maybe 2 or 3. That's more than enough. Consistency beats perfection every time. Your body doesn't need miracles. It needs kindness, patience, and good nourishment. Think about the benefits waiting for you on the other side of this choice. Steadier steps as you move through your day. Less heaviness and stiffness. Mornings filled with energy that lasts, instead of fog and fatigue. And yes, a quiet return of confidence in your intimate life, because your circulation and muscle strength have been nourished in the right way. But beyond the physical, these small changes carry something even more important, the message that you matter. That your health, your happiness, and your quality of life deserve attention and care. Every bite you take can be a moment of self-respect, a commitment to living your best life, no matter your age. I know change can feel daunting. Maybe you're thinking, I've tried diets before, or I don't have the energy to start something new. But this isn't about starting a diet. It's about honoring your body's natural rhythm and needs. It's about waking up to a fresh opportunity every morning, to fuel yourself with intention and love. You might be surprised how quickly these small shifts ripple out into your life. A stronger body often brings a clearer mind, better moods, and more joy in everyday moments. You might find yourself more engaged with family, more willing to try new activities, or simply more comfortable in your skin. And you don't have to do this alone. Share your journey with a friend or family member. Invite someone to try these breakfast foods with you. Celebrate the small wins together: a lighter step, a better night's sleep, a smile shared over a new recipe. Connection and community amplify change. If you're ready, commit yourself today. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, choose one of these 5 foods. Prepare it mindfully. Eat it slowly, paying attention to how your body responds. Keep track of your energy, your mood, and your movement. Notice the subtle shifts, because they're happening even if you don't see them right away. Remember, the goal isn't just to eat better, it's to reclaim your mornings, your health, and your confidence. It's to remind yourself that aging doesn't mean fading away. It means growing wiser, stronger, and more resilient. And that your best days aren't behind you, they're waiting to be lived. You've already taken a vital first step by being here and learning. Now, take the next step. Your body is ready to respond. Your future self will thank you for it. If this video has inspired you, please like it, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe for more tips that honor and support your journey. And when you're ready, drop a comment below. Tell me which breakfast food you'll try first, or share your own story of small changes that made a big difference. You deserve to live well, feel strong, and embrace every new morning with hope. Let's take this journey together, one nourishing bite at a time. As we wrap up this journey, I want you to take a moment and truly feel what it means to still have so much life ahead of you. Aging doesn't have to mean giving up on your strength, your energy, or your confidence. It's quite the opposite. You have the power to reclaim those parts of yourself, one small choice at a time. The 5 breakfast foods we talked about aren't just simple meals. They're your allies in restoring circulation, boosting energy, and bringing back that quiet confidence you deserve. They remind your body every morning that you are worth nurturing, that vitality is still within reach, and that the next chapter of your life can be vibrant and full. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Just start with one small step tomorrow morning. Maybe it's 2 whole eggs, a warm bowl of oatmeal with chia seeds, a few refreshing slices of watermelon, or a steamed sweet potato sprinkled with Celtic salt. Give yourself the gift of nourishment, patience, and kindness. Remember, aging isn't about fading away. It's about evolving, adapting, and living fully with grace. Your story isn't finished. Your best days might be just beginning. If this video spoke to you, please like and share it with someone who might need a little encouragement today. Subscribe for more simple, science-backed ways to feel your best after 60. And leave a comment below. Tell me which breakfast you're excited to try first, or share your small victories. Because you deserve to live strong, healthy, and full of hope every single day.